Hello my friends, Asoka the Geek here, and for this review, we're going to take a look at the upcoming McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Detective Comics number 27 Batman. First of all, huge thanks to the fine folks at McFarlane Toys for sending this for review. And what we have here is on the left is the standard edition figure, and the one on the right is the Platinum Chase. So we're going to open up both of these guys. I actually opened the one on the left already, that's why the hands have fallen out, but there you go. Yeah, super excited for this figure. I'm a fan of anything Batman. I love all of his appearances. I would love an action figure of every single look for Batman, and I would buy them because that's who I am. And I love just owning all these different types of Batman figures. So before we open it up, or more than I already have, there's the extra hands he comes with. And he comes with this wrench. You can see it better here in the blue version. He used that wrench in like Detective Comics 27. That's like the first weapon he used. So that's why there is a wrench. And just looking at the Bat logo, it's so cool that they did a version of this for the Batman, pretty much right off his original look. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these out of the packaging and take a closer look. All right, so there they are outside of the packaging. So I'm sorry I didn't show you the box art in my first clip, but this was what was on the box art. Detective Comics 27, so iconic. There's the iconic first appearance of Batman. So there's the trading cards. They both come with the same one. Drop that one. There's the bio on the back. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep this trading card, but this is just a beautiful little trading card. Then they come with extra sets of hands. So here are all the hands they come with. Obviously the purple one has purple hands. And you know, let me bring over some better lighting over here. There we go. That's better. I will say the hands are very glovey. I know he's wearing gloves, but they almost remind me of like Hush, the way he has more bandages than gloves. Yeah, so that's the only thing I've noticed with the gloves. So they're fine. I just kind of noticed that when you look at them a little bit closer, they're very not glovey, just it's very thick, and they again look more like their hands are they're wrapped. But anyways, then there's the little blue wrench. So there that is. And then here are the figures. So this is, before I get into the figure itself, I guess I want to talk about how does the figure represent the art or the style from the comic books. It doesn't, because this is a very specific style, Bob Kane, Bill Finger type drawing, right? So this figure here is based on Jim Lee's Hush action figure. That's the body they used. So no, it does not match the artwork you see here, which I'm okay with. Of course, I would love to see a line of McFarlane figures that try to mimic the source material precisely. DC Direct did that quite often, and their first appearance Batman definitely looks more like what you see here. But I just love this Batman. It looks like a Jim Lee version of this artwork, which I am totally down for. And this looks really nice when you put him up next to like the Hush Batman, which I will do a little bit later in this review. So for me, I dig the style of it. It doesn't look like a classic bit of artwork, but it looks perfect. It fits in nicely with the McFarlane excuse me, multiverse line of figures. So I dig it. The other thing I want to talk about is the wired cape. So this is the first appearance of Batman, and I think it is, well, it's not the first appearance of the wired cape, is that just came out on the Dark Knight Christian Bale figure a few weeks ago. So this is like the second appearance we're getting of a wired cape on a McFarlane figure. But man, this cape really brings this figure home. Just look at this cape. It's just a beautiful cape, and you can make some really fun poses with it. You know, you can have it looking like this. It doesn't drape over completely, but you can, you know, really kind of have it posed a lot of different ways. I think action figure photographers are going to love this, because you can just kind of pose it any way you want and make some really cool poses with the cape. The cape is just really doing it for me. I mean, just look at that. Look at the cape. I have a lot of Mafex, well, not a lot. I have a few Mafex figures and other lines that have wired capes. And man, I gotta say, this cape stacks up for me with any of those wired capes. So they did a really nice job on this wired cape. And the way it fits in nicely, and I've been playing with this quite a bit. So, excuse me guys, I'm still getting over a bit of a cold there. Let me just grab a sip of water here. But yeah, this cape is really nicely done. It fits really well under the cowl. It hasn't like popped out or anything like that. And again, it's just going to open up a whole new range of photography and poses for collectors, I feel. So yeah, I love the wired cape. What do you guys think about the wired cape? I will take this over a plastic cape any day of the week. I'm usually a plastic cape kind of guy, but I will take a wired cape over a plastic cape. Is it just the way you can pose it? You have so many options with it. This is so nicely done. All right, so excuse me again. Apologies, I'm still getting over something. A few other things I wanted to point out here. The hands, they're fine. You know, Toyshiz pointed it out in his video. It doesn't really grip the accessory that well. You know, for me, I don't really care because I wasn't going to have him hold this wrench anyways. But I know it matters because you do want the figure to be able to hold the accessory it comes with. So obviously, it would have been better if they gave us a hand that properly holds the little wrench. And also, the other minor nitpick is I would love to have had a pair of hands that really hold the cape. You can kind of have these hands grasping the cape, but it's not really holding it. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved a pair of hands specifically meant to hold the cape really well. It kind of works with this. You can get them in the fingers there. So it kind of works, but I think that would be great going forward if they were able to give us, you know, a pair of hands that were specifically designed to hold the cape in different ways. This works. It does. But, you know, I don't think it was designed specifically for that. But, I mean, honestly, look at that. It does look pretty good, actually. So maybe I should just retract that comment. But, yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Again, as for the figure itself, this is based on the old, not the old, why did I say that? The Hush body. So the thing there is, it's not going to stand that great because it's on this little ball joint where the foot is. So it does take a little minute to kind of get him standing. I always have my figures on stands anyways, but that's just kind of a bummer there. But other than that, other things I just mentioned, I just love this figure. I love the head sculpt. I know some people are commenting the ears should be longer, but I think they're long enough for me. I think they look great. I also love that the head is attached to the neck and doesn't move. I know that's blasphemous. I think most people prefer when the head can move around more. I love this look. It just makes it look so clean. Doesn't have, actually let's find out, much of an ab crunch there. You can kind of move it back like so, but doesn't really move forward much. I personally would have preferred if they didn't even have this, if it was just a sculpt. Again, that's me. I don't care too much about articulation. I care more about the sculpt, but whatever, you know, yeah. So it still looks great though. I love the belt. The belt looks awesome. And yeah, this is just such a great figure. I wasn't that excited for this when it was first announced. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But having it in hand, it is one of my favorite Batman figures now from McFarlane. I think the wired cape obviously helps quite a bit, but just the overall, it's just such a simple, classic take on Batman. So I'm really enjoying this figure. Other articulation, again, this is using the old Hush body, so you've seen all this before, but there you go. There's the range of motion you see there with the legs, the feet. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see with the articulation, but there it is. All right, let's put this guy back on the stand here. So he doesn't awkwardly fall over when I start looking at the other figure. Oh, maybe he still will. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the blue one. So the blue one is same figure. Got some blue highlights on the legs there. I'm sorry, on the boots, on the top there. And then the cape. I do love the inside of this cape. Oh, that is so cool. I don't know. I kind of want to put this cape on the other one and replace the hands. I know it's not comic accurate at all, but I just love this blue cape. There. I'm sorry. This is comic book guy, but I'm just saying if I were to put this over here, I guess that would work actually. It would just have less highlights. But yeah, these are both just awesome figures. And again, this is a nice variant. I like this sort of variant where it's just a slightly different version of the character. You know, something where you don't feel compelled to buy it or look for it if you don't need to, but it exists for those who want it. I think this is a good example of a platinum chase. And look at that. Ah, just look at the what you can do with this cape. Like that's definitely mimicking the Detective 21's cover a little bit better. There you go. Yeah, I guess for me, for the variant, if it didn't have the blue highlights, I would love this even more. If it was just a straight up, just kind of a blue version of it. But man, look at that. Just looks great. Just looks so nice. All right, guys, let's see how this figure looks next to a few other McFarlane figures. All right, there you go, guys. There is Action Comics #1 Superman with Detective 27 Batman. I'm not going to fiddle with these figures because I was just trying to and they both fell over. Again, that old school ball on the foot there, problematic for posing sometimes, but I think they look pretty sharp together. You know, they do not look, of course, like they were designed by the original artist back in the day, but they look so great, I think, in the multiverse aesthetic, you know, with the other figures. So yeah, just love both of these so much, and they look awesome together. Now let's take a look and see how this Batman stacks up against the Hush Batman as well. All right, so there is the new Detective 27 Batman with the Hush Batman. Man, they look so nice together. Again, I would love just to have a few more versions of this figure, this Hush figure with different costume changes. I am that guy who just likes to have multiple costume variations on the same buck, but they just look so good when you stand them next to each other. It looks like such a cool progression from this Batman over to this Batman. So there it is, guys. But yeah, I guess final thoughts. I love this figure. Really no complaints other than my little nitpickiness there. This is a home run in my opinion. Last time I checked, this is still available on sites to pre-order. I know it's available like on the McFarlane site to pre-order if you want to order from them. I'm sure the other sites have it as well. Don't sleep on this figure. I feel like this is going to be a big one later on just because of the wired cape and just how cool it is. And yeah, I just dig this figure so much. It just looks so choice. All right, guys, that's about it for this review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If there's anything else you would like me to show, more articulation, whatever it is, more comparisons, let me know. More than happy to try and oblige. And thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you don't already. Thank you.